Good afternoon, everyone. Today is the 15th of April. It's about 1:15 in the afternoon, and today we're going to be reading through the first chapter, 1 Corinthians chapter 10. Paul spends a lot of time coming against idolatry, and he says that the baptism for those who pass through the sea. The fathers passed through the sea. What's he talking about? He's talking about how God delivered them through the Red Sea. And he said they ate of the same spiritual meat that we eat of. He said they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. And he says we shouldn't lust after evil things, neither be idolaters, as some of them were. And he said that these things happen for our example. And he says we should flee from idolatry. He says, we are one bread and one body, for we are all partakers of the one bread. Well, some of the idolatries that we have to see in our society today, I'm going to just mention a few of them because it's getting off the track of the central gospel of Christ. Zionism is idolatry. Paul said that some people are into endless genealogies, And another idolatry is called dispensationalism. People that say there's more than one way to God. There's only one way to God, and that's through Jesus Christ. He says, do we provoke the Lord to jealousy? He says, the earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. One of the offerings that are sacrificed unto idols is the offering of dispensationalism and Zionism. Have you ever thought about that? The state of Israel is not the Holy Land. Okay? The state of Israel is not the Holy Land. He says, whether you eat or drink, do whatsoever you do, do all to the glory of God, not to the glory of Zionism, not to the glory of the state of Israel, not to dispensationalism, not to works, not to Judaizers. He says, give neither offense, neither to the Jews or to the Gentiles, nor to the church of God. So anyway, that may be a little different way of looking at it. I'm going to turn this over to Mark and have him read this for you. But think about what I said about Zionism and dispensationalism and endless genealogies and works.
1 Corinthians chapter 10. Moreover, brethren, I would not that ye should be ignorant that all your fathers were in the cloud and all passed through the sea. Were all baptized to Moses in the cloud and the sea, and did all eat the same spiritual meat, and did all drink the same spiritual drink, for they drank of that spiritual rock that followed them, and that rock was Christ. But with many of them God was not well pleased, for they were overthrown in the wilderness. Now these things were examples to intent we should not lust of evil things, as also they lusted. To be idolaters were some of them, as is written, the people sat down to eat and drink and rose up to play. Neither let us commit fornication, as some of them committed and fell in one day 320,000. Neither let us tempt Christ, as some of them also tempted and were destroyed as serpents. Remember me, as some of them also murmured and were destroyed of the destroyer. Now all these things happen to them for examples, and they are written for our admonition, to whom the ends of the world are come. Wherefore let him think that if he stands, let he fall. There hath no temptation taken you, but such is common to man. God is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that which which ye both act and think, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, and you be able to bear it. Wherefore, my dear beloved, flee from idolatry. I speak as to wise men, judge ye what I say. The cup of blessing which we bless is not the communion, the blood of Christ. The bread which we break is not the communion of the blood of Christ. For we being many are one bread and one body. We are all partakers of that one bread. Behold, Israel after flesh, are they not which eat of the sacrifice, partakers of the altar? What say I then, that the idols anything, or that which is offered and sacrificed to idols is anything? I say that things which the Gentiles sacrifice, they sacrifice to devils, and not to God. And I would not that you should have fellowship with devils. You cannot drink the cup of the Lord, the cup of devils. You cannot be partakers of the Lord's table and the cup of devils. You provoke the Lord to jealousy. Are we stronger than he? All things are lawful for me, but all things are not expedient. All things are lawful for me. All things edify not. Let no man seek his own, but every man's another's wealth. Whatsoever is sold in the shambles that eat, ye ask you no questions for conscience sake. The Lord is the earth and the fullness thereof. If any of them that believe not bind you to a feast, that ye be disposed to go, whatsoever is set before you eat, ask you no question for conscience sake. But if any man say unto you, thus is offered and sacrificed unto idols, eat not for his sake that showed it, and for conscience sake. The earth is the Lord's and the fullness thereof. Conscience, I say, not mine own, but of the other. For why is my liberty judged of another man's conscience? For if I by grace be a partaker, why am I evil spoken of for that for which I give thanks? Therefore you eat or drink or whatsoever you do it all to the glory of God. Give none offense neither to the Jews nor to the Gentiles, nor to the church of God, even as I please all men in all things, not seeking mine own profit, but the profit of many, that they may be saved.
I recently heard the president of American Family Radio bragging over the fact that he'd been 22 times to Israel. One time, his father, Don Wildman, refused to go to Israel. His father at one time saw the implications of trying to make all the Jews being God's chosen people. All the Jews are not God's chosen people. Only those who have been chosen in him from the foundation of the world are his chosen people. Well, anyway, think about this. Hope you all have a blessed day. Bye for now.